Hello and welcome to the Dining Out Jersey Show. Today we are in Saddle River, right?
We are. It's one of my favorite towns in Jersey.
It is so beautiful here, and we are so lucky to have one of the top chefs in New Jersey with us, Chef Jamie Knott. Welcome to Dining Out Jersey Show.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
It's been, it was a little drive for us because we did come from the Jersey Shore, but you pull into, we are in Saddle River and at the Saddle River Inn. It is so beautiful here. Cristine, you are so totally into the, everything is old fashioned and where did it come from and the horses. How did you find this place?
I was working with a restaurant broker about 14 years ago at this point, and I had been looking for a restaurant for 3 years. I worked in the city for 14 years. So I went all up and down New Jersey, central. I tried to stay within 20 miles of the city, because at the time I lived in Nutley and I wanted to be close to home. I was building a family, X, Y, and Z. There's nothing harder to do in this world than build a family and a business at the same time, in my humble estimation and experience at this point.
That's what we were talking about in the car.
Yeah.
I said that. I said, so hard to have a family, and because your wife would have to commit to you working 12-hour days sometimes.
Yeah, at least.
It's hard. I know. I've been there.
I would say typically my days were 14 to 16 hours when we first started here, but...
How long have you been here?
This is our 13th year in operation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Going on to our 14th year. I opened when I was 30 years old here, and it's been the biggest blessing of my life.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean, look at it.
It's a beautiful property.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, Saddle River's amazing. It's an old equestrian town, well-to-do, a lot of lawyers, doctors. They don't cook and they like to eat out.
Yeah.
So here we are, making them happy.
Good food, really good food.
Yeah, I like to think so.
So now you grew up in Nutley.
I actually grew up in Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
I moved to Nutley when I was 10.
Okay.
I was a rough and tumble kid of the streets, if you will. I don't know if any of the viewers have ever seen The Wire, but it's kind of how it was in Baltimore.
Really?
It's a big drug city, a lot of minorities, a lot of fights, just a lot in general. And we moved a bunch of times when I was a kid. That's another story for probably another episode. We only have 20 minutes, but basically my mother and father did not get along, and she did not want him to know where we were. So we were constantly moving when I was young, which made me kind of a chameleon. So, moving up to Nutley, I adapted. Some would say I thrived, and moving up to Nutley was a big change for me. From a really urban area to a not so urban area is a big change.
Friends in Nutley, so
Yeah.
I like Nutley a lot.
Now you can tell why I cook a lot of Italian food, right? I mean,
a lot of chefs came from Nutley.
They call it the spaghetti triangle.
Yeah.
But funny enough, when I came up in 4th grade, I had a skateboard, a rat tail, an earring. These kids, they weren't ready for me. And I don't know if I was ready for them, to be honest, but we figured it out.
Did you ever think that you would be a chef with how many successful restaurants you have?
We have 4 restaurants.
4 successful restaurants. You have awards all over the walls when I walk in. I mean,
We need more walls.
Right.
You need more walls. So you've recognized as an incredible chef, a chef that really knows how to, different, not just Italian food, you do Asian. Tell us about all the different restaurants.
Cuisine.
Yeah, listen, I have a varied experience. I got to work under some great chefs in great restaurants and organizations, in New York and in New Jersey. And, I kind of just took it all in and absorbed it and eventually found my own style. So I don't even know what type of restaurant this is anymore. I just know that it's almost the greatest hits, if you will. If you looked at a menu, there's Asian, there's Italian, there's French, there's...
All on this menu?
Yes, there's Spanish, there's,
Great.
It's, I cook the food people want to eat. That's what I think about it, at this point. And I do dine out a lot to see what everybody else is doing. So, R&D is important, right? If we're not learning, we're sliding backwards, I would say.
So how many people fit? How many tabletops do you have here? How many people
we can fit
here?
86 seats, which is funny. Because 86 in the restaurant business is like we're out of something,
yeah.
So, and people look at that and they're like, "Oh, that's bad luck." I look at it as good luck.
Where are your horseshoes then? They should be all over the place, right?
There's one. People tell me I was born with a horseshoe in my butt, but that's a.
Oh boy.
I don't want to. No, listen, I'm blessed. I get to do what I love. I have a great team and teams behind me. I have great partners. I just, and I try and always stay positive. Like that's my biggest thing. My mindset, my mentality. I get up every day, positive affirmations. I work out. I try and be healthy. I try and not just mentally, physically, like keep myself in good shape,
Yeah.
you know, spiritually fit,
That's great.
as they say.
I love to say that.
Yeah, because
And
listen,
being thankful for what you have.
that's it. I'm grateful on a daily basis, and a lot of shit happens in this business.
Yeah.
Pardon my French.
No, I know.
You know, as soon as I walked in and talked to my general manager, there's 4 things that aren't done that were supposed to be done yesterday.
Gotta
Rental
put out
company's
fires.
not picking up, liquor company's not picking up, you know, like, and then everybody's like, it's hot outside. Yes.
Yeah, it's summer. Hello.
It's actually pretty good in here. It feels good.
Bad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I directed the air right at us. So
So now
Turn-
tell me
cool.
about the different restaurants. You said you have 4.
Yes, we have
Okay.
4. So this is the Saddle River Inn. This is the first. This is my baby. We opened February 2nd, 2012. Right? Yeah, February 2nd, 2012. We bought it January 2nd. And it took us, 30 days to renovate.
Yeah.
We didn't have any money at the time, so all I really did was take everything down. I bought new plates, silver and glass, and then I put mirrors up on every wall.
So, and why? Why do you have mirrors up on every wall?
So you ladies noticed it before we hopped on camera, but to me, I couldn't choose art, so I figured the people would be the art. And I think all the reflections here with the light, it's really beautiful to look at. I mean, it's an actual barn built in 1771. So
That was my next.
you can't duplicate this place.
Oh my God.
Look at the beams.
That's forever. You know what?
No, it's
They're all hammer and chisel. Like that's
This
how they built this
We'll
place.
be here 100 years from now.
so.
I hope I'm here.
And you'll be here.
I'll too.
You'll be here. And so now across
I
the
might
way,
look a little different.
across
My
the
hair's
way-
probably not going to be the same in 100 years.
Longer. Well, didn't you win for best dress in high school?
Yes, I did.
Right?
I did.
So you're always
and
going to
then,
be best dressed.
and then, side note, you guys told me I shorts and a t-shirt. Today I'm not.
I told you in the bathroom.
I didn't-
I was talking.
I didn't play the part, right?
No.
I have a sport coat in the office. I'll go throw it on. It is 101 degrees out. I don't know if the viewers don't know that.
You're smart. Right?
This does double as a bathing suit. I might hop in the lake after this interview.
Okay, so across the lake you have another restaurant. Tell us about that.
Across the lake is the Saddle River Café,
Nice.
and that was my 3rd restaurant. So, but I'll get to number 2. We'll work backwards since we're in Saddle River. We'll stay in Saddle River, but
Yeah.
the cafe started as a breakfast and lunch place because I was concerned about taking business for myself. It turns out they're 2 totally different vibes. This is a barn, and that's in a quasi strip mall.
Is this more like fine dining here?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say the check average is about half across the street at the cafe than it is here. Yeah, this is a fine dining space. People know this as a special occasion place, even though for me it's a neighborhood restaurant. It just happens to be in a really great neighborhood. The way I describe this place is like a quintessential New Jersey experience. Like for me, Gramercy Tavern would be that in New York, just to give you
There you go.
an example of the way I think about this
Right.
restaurant. So,
Sure.
yeah, so
Okay.
you have the cafe, started it as breakfast and lunch. It's changed a few times over the years. Then COVID happened. Now it's lunch and dinner with a focus on brunch. We do a big brunch business on Saturday and Sunday. We have a beautiful outside patio. It's got a fully retractable roof. It's gorgeous. There's plants everywhere. It's just
Wow.
really nice.
Yeah.
Today would be a tough day to sit outside, but some work their way through it,
Okay, so now tell me about your second restaurant that you opened.
Second restaurant, we headed down to Jersey City and opened an Asian tiki bar because that makes all the sense in the world after opening a fine dining French restaurant.
Gosh.
In-
What made you think that? Like, what made you think, let me open?
I'm not normal, first and foremost, but who wants to be normal?
Maybe-
love Asian fusion food.
But did you feel like
Here
you've
was my thought
already
process.
done?
I understand like urban culture a little more, and that had to be gritty and funky and different. And the way I describe it is, this is an anniversary, and that's a Tuesday night. So you wear your sport coat and slacks here, and you wear ripped jeans and a band T-shirt that you bought at a show down there. That's kind of was.
You're kind of going after a completely different demographic.
Well, we are in a completely different demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
The household income's a little different in Jersey City than it is in Saddle River. So, I played to my audience. If I learned anything up here, it's play to your audience. So it took me
Great.
probably 2 to 3 years to figure that out because some chefs have egos, and I was one of those chefs, and I thought I was cooking for me. But then when you see little people running around your home and you have to feed them, it's
Aw.
different.
When
You
did
just change your mentality and mindset, as you grow and become older and hopefully a little wiser.
yeah.
So,
How old are they now?
17, 14, and 11.
Are they in the business?
No shot. I don't want them in the business.
No.
I don't want them in the
So
business.
bad. It's a fun.
Listen,
You know what? The people here.
things look different now. I'm 44. From the age of 17 to 42, I worked 80 hours a week. It was never around for a holiday, a weekend, night.
That's why.
You know, so listen, everybody sees the success. Nobody sees the work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I had 2 jobs since I'm a kid. I mean, that's just the way it is. There's been times when my youngest is like, Dad, do you just live home on the weekends? That's hard to hear, you know? But then when you see them growing and living their lives and having what they need, you know, there's a trade-off in life.
Exactly.
Right? You're not going to have everything all the time.
Yeah.
It's not realistic. So,
No, you're right.
but I think they learn hard work through osmosis as well. They see me out of the house, chasing my dreams, doing what I love. There's an important lesson in that as well.
Now, do they?
Oh,
like
that's
to
true.
cook? Do they like to cook? Do they watch you cook? Do you cook at home? There's 3
So-
questions.
I'm going to handle that in 3 parts.
All right,
It's-
good.
My house is a little challenging. So my wife was a vegan for quite some time. Then my oldest became a vegetarian. She's still a quasi-vegetarian. Now she's an ovo-vegetarian.
They're challenging you.
My middle is a vegetarian, my son. And then my youngest is like my little meat eater, but she had a spat where she became a vegetarian as well. But it was hard for her to find stuff she loved, like as a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, when we ate steak when we went out,
Yeah.
she was like my, you know, she was my little homie. You know what I mean? She would get filet. She used to call it the soft steak, medium rare, with like a mushroom sauce on it.
Yeah.
And I would cut it for her, and that's what she would like. And then she sees her mom and her brother and sister
On the
eating
vegetables.
vegetables and like just pasta, and you know. But it's working its way out now. I'm happy that Krista is now eating eggs, which is great.
Yeah.
Jaden is eating eggs, which is great, you know, and Brandon's coming around. He had an egg yesterday.
There you go.
Listen, progress, not perfection, I think is what they say. But now Brooklyn's eating everything again, which is great. She's my youngest.
Nice
She's a-
name.
Yeah, you have Brooklyn, Brandon, and Jaden. They're 3 special young people.
It's great. All right, so we went from the first to the second. The third is the one over here,
Third
the
is the
Saddle
cafe
River
across the
Café.
street.
And now what's the fourth?
The 4th is Madame. It's a French. It's almost a fine dining restaurant at this point. I don't know how.
Where is this?
But it's right behind Cellar 335 in Jersey City.
Perfect.
They're actually connected. So it's 2 concepts under one roof. Yeah, we have the whole basement space under White Eagle Hall, which is an event and music venue.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
It's going well.
Jersey City is like so up and coming, meaning I know it has been up and coming, but because it's right on, is it right by the water or right on the water, right
Oh.
near the water?
It's water adjacent. We're
It's really,
see the water from the roof of the building, I bet. No, we're not. Listen, we're not on the water, but we're a little bit back from like the walkway.
yeah,
Where they closed everything off and there's no car traffic anymore.
yeah.
But every neighborhood is almost a good neighborhood now.
Jersey City is so nice now.
It's changed a lot, even from when. So that we'll be 9 this year at Cellar. Even we signed a lease probably 10 and a half years ago. My partner got his bike stolen on the first day that we met there on location. I like to tell people that because
Yeah.
that's how it was in that
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now, you know, a 1-bedroom across the street is $3,800.
Yeah.
So it's a little different. The economics have changed. Well,
Right.
especially since COVID, everybody moved
Yeah.
across the water, right? Anybody who was in New York or Brooklyn, or they wanted a backyard or they wanted an outdoor area, that was, people were hyper focused on that. So
Well, this is where I think that, and you are kind of known for the fact that you have a vision to elevate and change the way people look at food in New Jersey.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah. We were doing a lot of reading on you, and that is kind of the perception that we have in this industry, see that you as someone who wants to elevate the way people look at Jersey food. It's not, you know, and it's a big, wide thing going around now anyway. This is a lot of people want to do this because New York, everyone say, let's go out to dinner for a really nice restaurant. Let's go over the bridge. You know?
Well, I think the consumer's more educated now also, you know. We have a computer in our pockets, right? That anybody can ask Google anything. I mean, now with ChatGPT, forget about it. Everybody's a doctor, a lawyer, you know, it's and a professional chef. It's unbelievable. But for me, it's more about the community and the neighborhood to offer people a variety, which is why I did, you know, 2 restaurants in the same community. And then I did the same thing in Jersey City. It seems to work.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
we're
also
trying to do the same thing in Franklin Lakes. I hope it's,
Beautiful town.
listen, I learned a lot from Jersey City. Let's just say that.
okay.
And economics are important.
Yeah.
When people
yeah.
say location, they should say economics because you have to be busy on Tuesday and Saturday
Yeah.
in this business now.
Right.
Labor's too expensive, food's too expensive, rent, all of it. It adds up really quick. It used to be a lot easier. But it's a living. Seems to be doing okay thus far.
But
Did you?
you have such a passion, though. I mean, we saw a lot of your videos. I did a lot of reading on you, and you can see that in your videos and your food and what you want to do, and that's a big deal. If you don't put passion in your food, and then it goes to the person who you're training, it's like
Yes, that's the other thing. You've given opportunities for other chefs to grow around you.
I'm super high energy, and I think as long as I can focus that energy in the right direction, and I found something that I'm pretty good at.
wouldn't you think it's infectious that you're excited to make a dish and you show your chef that you've just hired and he sees your excitement, he gets excited, and then it goes on the table and they're excited, and it's like everybody, it's a great feeling, right?
Transfer of energy, right?
Yeah.
I'm putting something into something that somebody else is feeling and getting from it. I mean, that's how I kind of look at it. And it's funny you said that. Brings me full circle. That's kind of how my career started as a chef, because I always felt like I could be a part of somebody's special occasion without even meeting them or knowing them, because we're doing something that's really important for them. And if they have a great meal, they're going to have a great time. It's going to be a lot harder to have a bad time, right? So
So
that's
true.
important to me.
It is. It starts in the kitchen. You create it. You create this love in the food, and then you take it through, and then you give it to people, and then they have it. They have the smile and the happiness and the memories of
That's right.
a great experience.
That's right. And a lot of people talk about the service here at the inn, which is equally as important, right? When you have all three, if you can do food, ambiance, and service, it makes for a successful business.
Now,
So,
do you have a bar here as well?
Saddle River is the last dry town in New Jersey,
Interesting.
which we're working on.
Yeah.
But is it a BYOB? You can't even do a BYOB.
Yeah, of course.
Mocktails are fun.
Yeah, yes, of course. It's a
Mocktail.
BYOB.
Mocktails are fun.
Yeah, they are. Not a lot of people come here looking for a mocktail. You'd be
Right.
surprised.
But that's another
BYOB
reason
is
to come
fine.
here, to bring their own favorite bottle of wine.
They love
put
it.
it on the table.
There's a
right?
lot of wine cellars in this area, and they love to be able to bring their own wine. It's a special place. As you can feel it, I'm sure.
I don't even believe.
Absolutely.
I don't know how
We're not leaving.
Stay for
What
dinner.
are we saying?
All you have to do is let the server set up a little bit, and you stay and hang out, kibitz, and have a nice.
Well, listen, we
meal.
can definitely hang out here for the next few hours, but the show is not that long. So one final question I'd like to ask is, and I know you wanted to ask one more question. I don't know if you remember, but I will remind you.
Yeah.
Mine is, what do you think led to your success as a chef?
I would say determination. I don't come from a lot, and one food memory that sticks out and might hurt my grandmother's feelings is we had food stamps when I was a kid, and I remember going to the store and she used them, and I knew it wasn't real money, and I felt like ashamed and like hurt almost, and I just knew at that moment I would never be in that position, and it's funny because it was a food stamp, right? So it's ironic,
Yes,
so food became the thing that allowed me to be who I am and
Yeah.
showcase my talent. So I think
You did always have a dream of having a restaurant?
I don't know that I always had a dream of having a restaurant, but I know I dreamed about not sitting behind a desk.
Yeah. And you made it. You made it. You made
I
it.
know about that. Like, you have to just, all of a sudden you just make your first eggs and you're like, wow. It's like, not everybody, again.
Of course, but I can tell you this. I watched the Food Network
Addicted.
endlessly,
Addicted.
Did you?
and my parents both worked late, so if I wanted what I wanted to eat, I had to try and make it. But eggs was the first thing that I ever cooked. I think it's the first thing anybody ever
Right?
cooked.
My mother couldn't cook for anything.
Okay.
My grandmother could, my dad's mom. She was
Okay.
an Italian cook, like I'd be in awe. But anyway, long story short.
Sure.
So I'm like, I have to make my own food. And so in high school, I went and took cooking, and I fell in love with it. So I used to go home and experiment with different things. So I'm sure, and that's where the love came in, and for me, for the passion of food. So I almost understand you probably love having ingredients and figuring out, like you might make something, you're like, if I put that in there, I bet you it's going to be even better, right?
I would say as a young cook, I put too many of that's in there.
Right.
And because
But it's,
I would use 17, 18, 19 ingredients. And then,
right.
you know, as you get older and you learn what flavors are, less is more.
Less
Yeah.
is more.
Or 5 ingredients on a plate can
When
shine.
you put it in. When you put it. Like in the beginning or at the end.
Yeah,
Like you're
listen,
not supposed to cook
I
stuff.
can say I did learn a lot from television at that point.
See.
And I locked into it. And I'd say it was just kismet. It was the right time, the right place. And, you know, there was a need for me to have to cook for myself sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not like today. My kids order from 3 different places 4 days a week. That, you know, the Ring doorbell goes off 67 times a day. It's
What
like,
is that?
all right, let's see what they're getting today. It's like
Oh my God.
one's eating tacos and it doesn't, you know, it is what it is.
It's true.
Yeah, because my wife's on the run, so you know I'm on the run.
Yeah. You guys work
Yeah.
hard. So now, did you want to ask that final question
I
of?
just wanted to actually,
Who's
I know. Okay, yes. Well, that was one. I had another one. Okay. Do you have a garden on the property by any chance?
We used to have a hydroponic.
You did.
Yes.
Is that something? I mean, not.
We had a biology major, and it was kind of a pet project for him. And then he no longer works here, and promised to take care of it. And it went a little bit of disarray, and then nobody loved it the way it should be loved. And you
Great
know,
farms around here you buy from.
there's great farms.
Yeah.
There's great farms. There's great purveyors. You know, amazing.
Local businesses. But did you want to ask that?
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, not that I ask everybody, but so who is your favorite chef, or who inspired you? Because somebody inspired me, but it's not about me. So who either inspired you, who do you respect, or who do you like the most?
Well-
And there's so many.
Stefan.
Well, when I grew up watching, you know, the Food Network.
Yeah.
Well, the Food Network for me when I was a kid was Masahiro Morimoto, Ming Tsai, Emeril Lagasse,
Yep.
Mario Batali, and then you have Bobby Flay. You get all the Iron Chefs. You know, and Iron Chef was like my soap operas. Like, you know, I was so amazed that these guys would come in and get these ingredients and what they put on a plate in an hour's time.
Addicting.
And then you find
learned
out.
everything. Did you take any classes? Any?
Oh yeah, I went to culinary school.
Okay, what-
I took home ec in high school too, 4 years. Miss Pote.
Yeah.
Shout out Miss Pote, love you. I had a
then-
great time.
You went
Yeah.
to culinary school in New York.
Not right away. I did go to culinary school in New York, but I moved to Boston. My brother went to Emerson. I had no clue what I wanted to do. I was a lost puppy.
Right.
And at 17, I moved up to Boston and partied for 2 years, came home, and my dad's like, you're not going to live here with no direction.
Right.
You love to cook, go to culinary school, get a diploma, take it seriously. And I did that, and it turned out to be a good decision.
Awesome decision.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Chef
It was my
Jamie,
pleasure.
to sit with us and talk with us. It was so great to meet you,
Pleasure.
and love to be here at the Saddle River. And
We're going to have to do another episode.
we'll do another episode.
A lot to be discussed.
Yeah, we'll go to Jersey City next time.
You got it. Sounds great.
Well, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time.